The following portion of Bloom is sponsored by Bonneau Facial Plastic Surgery.
Aging is often thought of as wrinkles and sagging skin, but our next guest believes we have it all wrong and need to change the narrative of aging. Joining us now to explain is double board certified facial plastic and reconstructive surgeon, Dr. Sumit Bonneau. Dr. Bonneau, it's such a pleasure to have you on Bloom.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you say that we have this narrative about aging that needs to change.
So our current narrative, when we talk about aging, we talk about sagging skin, we talk about wrinkles, volume loss, texture change, tone change, and I feel these words color our treatments for aging. And I think that needs to change.
And so what is real aging?
Okay. Well, to start off, we start off with anatomy. How is everything built? And the way it's built is you have bony skeleton, you have a muscle layer, and then you have these three outer layers. A deep fat, fascia, and skin layer. And these outer layers of the face are attached to the deeper structure with these ligaments, cutaneous ligaments that anchor it to the skeleton. And what happens is, as we age, first the volume is all up here, and it starts to shift into the lower face. In fact, the entire outer face slides, I call it a face slide, off of this construct. And this happens, you get a volume depletion in the upper face, and you get a volume overload essentially in the lower face. So I like to talk about this as a three-dimensional volume shift of the deep face.
So how do you treat it? Because filling just the hollows doesn't work.
Right. To some extent it helps, but as this volume slides, you get this depression. If you just fill the depression, what happens is you're stacking volume on top of the volume that's already there. And that changes the proportions of the face. And when you change the proportions of the face, it just doesn't look right. And we see extreme examples of this all around. You see pillow faces people talk about, and that's from just stacking the volume above the volume that's already there.
So I know your work is like a work of art. You know, you take each patient individually. So, how should we alter the narrative of what's being done?
So again, I always talk about, we need to talk about aging as this three-dimensional shift. And the whole face is involved in this. The brow drops, the lower eyes, as the cheek fall, you get hollows under the eyes, you get the jowls and falls into the neck. So I do the complete package. I rejuvenate the whole face. I do these deep plane facelifts. And the advantage of deep plane facelifts, you're shifting that deep volume. And once you shift the deep volume, you recreate the contours and the proportion that we once had. And once you recreate that, you get these very natural results. They look 20 years younger. No one really knows they've had surgery.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like traditional methods pull the skin all back, and you can almost tell a facelift from a mile away. And your procedure is completely different, and that's what makes it look so natural.
Correct, correct. So essentially, we're shifting the deep volume. We're recreating the anatomy that once was, that entire slide that happens. In the other procedures, you're just shifting the superficial skin. In this procedure, you're shifting all three layers as one unit.
Fascinating. Thank you so much for sharing this with our Bloom viewers.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
For more information, call their office at 941-966-FACE. That's 941-966-3223. Or visit their website at SarasotaFacialPlastics.com. We'll be back with more Bloom right after this.
The preceding portion of Bloom was sponsored by Bonneau Facial Plastic Surgery.